everyone, Yanni here from JB Rotten Blog, and welcome to my next episode of my cloth diapering journey. And today we'll be discussing everything around money and the time you spend on nappies. These are all my personal accounts and what I have figured out in the past 7 months of doing cloth napping. So I hope that you will find this information informative in your journey into beginning with cloth nappies or just continuing with it. So when I got pregnant with Paul, my husband and I were both working professional careers. We were saving money has always been important to us. It's always been something that we've been calculated before we do anything. Time versus money versus the effort. Will it be worth it for us? Is it a good idea to do this? Could we rather spend the time doing something else, whether it's freelance work or maybe bringing in more money like that? So that's something we've always considered before we do anything. And when we did the calculations for the nappies, it came down to the fact that we wouldn't really save as much compared to the amount of effort that it would be. So we decided not to do that, and so we left it for a few years. But then as Paul got older, and because of his condition, wearing nappies is going to be in our life still for a very long time. And also when Lily came, after a lot of things have happened in the meantime that has caused us to reconsider. Also, our original calculation around whether nappies are worth it or not. Gingy just wants to say hello. Hello, Gingy. Anyway, so originally the calculations were also only considering money. We didn't consider the fact of the environment and the impact that we were making on the environment with the amount of nappies that we would be producing with 2 kids. So here we are, 7 months in, or 8 months in by now, and I have to say the cloth journey has been, I've enjoyed it a lot. To be honest with you, it takes up a lot of time. This is something you have to be aware of. I know a lot of people on the websites and things, they'll say, oh, it doesn't take a lot of time or anything. It does take up a bit of time if you are a working mom and you have lots of other stuff to do other than just run your household. It does, for me personally, it does take up a little bit of time. But let me do the math. I'm going to show you. I worked out a math for a few different categories, and then I'll put the timestamps in the description below as well on all the different categories that I do the math on, and then you can decide for yourself whether you feel like this is something you want to do for your family or not. So I'm going to share the screen with every single calculation that I did, if you want to, so you can be able to see it better. I will be looking at my laptop screen every now and then because I can't. I tried to memorize all of this, but I can't. So I'm going to, if you excuse me, I'll be looking away every now and then. But okay. So the first thing I'm going to jump in on is going to be the amount of disposable nappies we used in a month. Now this is a rough calculation. I would like to say it's calculated on the minimum, to be honest, because I didn't calculate or take into account any diaper explosions, any diarrhea or extreme poos or anything. These are just the average nappies that my kids would use in a day, and that will count up until the amount of nappies we use in a month. So first off, Paul is a heavy wetter. So for him, we use about 5 nappies a day, maybe less sometimes, depending on the amount of water that he drinks, and then 2 nappies per night. Times 31 days, so that gives you 217 nappies, disposable nappies. So Lily is not a heavy wetter. She is still quite small. I think that should change as she gets older, but she uses about 6 nappies per day. Paul, I excluded the night nappies because I know that he used about 2 nappies a night, because him being a heavy wetter, I had to change him at night as well. Lily can use 1 nappy for a whole evening, so sometimes she uses 6 or sometimes she uses a little bit less, but 6 is about a good average. Times 31 days is 186 nappies. Together that's 403 nappies per month for both kids. Now, like I said, this excludes tummy bugs, poo explosions or anything like that. We use the cheapest options, so I try to buy whatever's the cheapest but still the best value. At this point in time, it's Huggies. It gets to, it's like 179 Rand for a pack of 52 nappies. It works about 3 rand 44 cents a nappy. So 3 rand 44 cents times 403 nappies is 1,386 and 32 cents per month for nappies for kids. So I guess you can say it's 1,400 rand that we spend on nappies per month if we use disposables, and that is if nothing goes particularly wrong. I have also stopped using wet wipes. The main reason for this is that because after I have wiped my baby's bum with a wipe, now I'm sitting with a poo wipe and a reusable nappy. So now I have to keep taking all these wipes, putting them in little plastic bags anyway, because I can't flush them unless I buy expensive flushable wipes, and then I sit with a cloth nappy that I can wash. So I have moved to using face cloths as wet wipes for my kids instead of the normal wet wipes that you would buy. So this wasn't as much of a calculation to save money, more just because it's an environmentally convenient issue. Like, I don't know what to do with the poo stuff if I can't like hide it inside the nappy. So the calculations here worked as follows. Let's work on 2 wet wipes per nappy change. So that's 2 times 403 nappies used in a month. That's 806 wipes. Again, this excludes those 10 wipe disaster nappies. The wipes I buy are usually 3-pack bulks together, so it's 59 rand for 216 wipes. Works out at 3 cents a wipe. So 3 cents times 806 wipes is 242 rand and 80 cents. So I basically save 242 rand a month on wipes. Maybe a bit less because I still always maybe I save a bit less probably because I still always have wipes in the house as an emergency, but I'm definitely saving on that, not using them. So currently I'm still using disposable nappies when the kids go to school, when Paul goes to school. Paul just has like I'm sorry, he's busy potty training as well, and he has like these disaster poo nappies. So it would just be such a big deal to deal with, to send cloth nappies to school for him, for the school to deal with, and sending me home like lots of poo nappies. So because he is so regular, he uses disposables, and he's busy potty training, so we do a lot of pull-up nappies for him at this point. So let's see how the nappies work out for me, just how much I pay now on disposable nappies, and while I'm using cloth nappies. Mainly when we're at home, it's fully cloth nappies. So Lily costs me 0 rand a month because she doesn't use disposables. And then for Paul, I use 1 or 2 pockets of nappies a day. I usually send him to school with one and he comes home with one, and then he'll have his night nappy. So, or depends, so maybe 2 a day. 1 cloth nappy at night, so it's 0 rand, 0 rand. 3 disposables in his bag to school is 3 times 31, it's 92 nappies, saving me the 1,000. Oh yeah, no, so it's 1,380, that previous amount that we worked out, minus the 319.92. So I save about 1,060 rand on nappies now that I'm not using them full time anymore. That plus the wipes, let me just scroll down here. That plus the wipes save me about 1,300 rand a month. In total. I know what you're going to say. Now you're going to say, but what about the money you spend on water and washing? So I'm going to do the math next on how much it costs me to wash and so on. So up next is the washing. I wash my nappies every single day. In South Africa, our weather is a bit unpredictable in summer with the rain. So I prefer to have my nappies washed and cleaned every single day to make sure that I don't get caught in a situation where it rains and then I don't have any clean nappies. So my machine uses about 2 units of electricity, and it's about 3 rand per unit. Sometimes it's a bit less, but I'm working on worst case here. So it's about 2 units times 31 days is 62 units, which works out to 62 times 3 which is 372 Rand electricity per month for washing. And it's not only nappy washing. Sometimes I throw in towels in between with it, other clothing items, especially some of the kids' clothing items. It's perfectly safe to wash everything together. So it's not just nappy washing. I just basically do a lot of washing every day. Also, so water wise, fortunately for us, water is included into our levies here where we stay, so I don't pay water. I don't actually know how much water I use. I do realize that it is a bit more, so if anybody has calculated that, that would be good if you can leave a comment. So then so then washing soap and detergent. I do not use Omo because with some of the hemp nappies it can cause the hemp nappies to smell with the flats. If I do use detergent, I use Ariel, but I only buy Ariel as a like emergency or when I'm washing clothing. For the most part, I make sunlight gel. I make my own sunlight gel. I will insert a picture here and a link below on Saknu's website where they explain to you how to make sunlight gel. I use it on the clothing. It works clothing as well as the nappies. It works so well. Every now and then it's just important to do a nice hot wash on your in your machine, just to clean it as if for some soap buildup, but otherwise it works very well. I use about 8 bars of soap per month that I make into sunlight gel. That's about 15 Rand for 2 bars, and then 2 times 8 is 60 Rand. So my washing cost me about 432 Rand a month, electricity and soap combined. No fabric softener is used because you don't use that for cloth nappies. I do have fabric softener for other things, but for blankets and things like that. But so initially my saving was 1,066 Rand and 40 cents minus the 432 Rand from the washing. I now save 634 Rand.4 cents per month, which is not that much, but it's still 600 Rand that you didn't have. So the initial investment into cloth nappies can seem like a very big amount of money to spend compared to the amount of money that you are saving at the moment. At the moment, after working out all of the costs, I am only saving 634 Rand. So the initial investment might seem quite large and daunting. I think this is also the big reason why my husband and I decided not to go with cloth nappies in the beginning. I have to date spent about 4,405 Rand on cloth nappies. I've bought a lot secondhand from pre-loved owners that were still in very good condition, and I think, but if you multiply the amount of money that I've saved over about 7 months, it's about that 634 Rand times 7 months is 4,440 Rand. So if I've spent 4,400 Rand on the nappies have basically paid themselves off by now. So I think that this investment will see a much bigger investment as time goes on, as Lily gets older, because she's also going to be on nappies full-time still for a long time. She's only 10 months now, and then Paul, of course, depending on what his situation with his operations are, he's also going to be in nappies still for a while. So I think it'll keep on paying itself off over time rather than right now immediately. Okay, so here is my husband's favorite part: time versus money. So if you work a full-time job, you earn an hourly rate. So initially doing the nappies do take up some time for me, not an amount of time that's necessarily spent in one go, but all the little bits that you spend on it in a day calculates to an hour or so in your day that you are spending on nappies that you might not actually realize. So if I was working a 6 to 6 corporate job still, I would not be doing the nappies. I'm sorry, it would just be too stressful for me to handle that, as well as the other responsibilities of being a mom. If I had a full-time helper that would help me to wash the nappies and everything during the day while I was at work, that's also another cost you would have to calculate. But if you already have someone helping you, then that's also different. Okay, so this is roughly how long it takes me to do the nappies per day. So I rinse the nappies at night or in the morning. Then I rinse night nappies in the morning, sorry. That takes me about 10 minutes depending on if Paul had a poo or if they're just pee nappies or what the story is. Sometimes I do put them in the shower with me, so that also saves some time. At night I take the nappies off, take all of the nappies, day nappies, and I throw them into the machine. I rinse the poo and so on, clean the wet bag, prep them for next nappies for school. I hang the washing up. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes depending on whether how much nappies there are or not. Taking them down again after they've dried, also 5 to 10 minutes. Prepping the nappies, the clean nappies at night. I do this while I watch a movie or a series or something, so I do usually spend about 30 to 45 minutes doing it, but I am doing it while I'm watching a movie or something that I might have been watching anyway, so that's kind of like a, I don't know. Sometimes the nappies, bedtime nappies aren't prepped because I didn't have enough time in the day, so then I have to prep them right before bed, so that just takes like 1 or 2 minutes. But that being said, all of those things calculated up works out to be 1 hour and 37 minutes per day. Sometimes it's a bit more and sometimes it's a bit less. So that works out to 42.47 hours in a month. So let's say you're a young professional and you earn about 119 Rand per hour. You work an 8-hour day shift. So that means that if you calculate the hour and 37 minutes, it'll cost you about 178 Rand, 78 Rand 50 per day to do the nappies in time versus money. Amounting to that amount, 178.5 times 31 days is 5,533 Rand 50. This amount you could have been spent making rather doing something else. If you are someone that does freelancing or graphic design or any part-time job that could bring you in extra money that you could rather have been spending on in that hour and 37 minutes, that's the amount of money your nappies are costing you per month, if that makes any sense at all. So you have to make the decision for yourself. For me at this point, it feels like the amount of money that I'm spending and the amount of money that I'm saving and the amount of time and effort I'm putting in, I'm breaking even. So, but it still is worth it to me. I still prefer to do the cloth nappies, and I still feel like I'm making a big change environmentally. I don't feel guilty or responsible for the amount of nappies that go onto a landfill that will still be here in 500 years time. So I put a link down below as well for the written blog post on this, just so that you can go have a look at the math again if you're not sure, if you didn't catch everything, just to double check me. If I did do some of the math wrong, please don't crucify me, because I'm not the best at math, but I do feel like I hope that I feel like I made a good video for you to see how much money and time I'm spending on the nappies, and that you will be able to make the decision for yourself. If you do decide to go on and do cloth nappies and in 6 months time you decide not to do it anymore, it's not that big of a train smash. The turnover on trying to sell your old and second-hand nappies are so quick. There's always people that are going to be willing to buy it, so your investment will not be wasted. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. All the extra links are down below. Leave me any questions if you have any. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos, and let me know, hit the like or thumbs up button if you like this video and if you want to see more, and I really hope that you found this informative. Bye!